Have you ever noticed how the dynamics change as we get older? That beautiful connection we have with our children and grandchildren, which brings so much joy, can sometimes feel a little different. What felt natural to share when they were younger or we were younger might now open the door to unsolicited advice, well-meaning but frustrating interference, or even just plain worry that we don't need to burden them with. It can be painful when the people we love the most start treating us less like capable adults and more like someone who needs constant oversight or guidance, simply because we've accumulated a few more years. It's a delicate balance. Isn't it? We cherish our family, but we also cherish our independence, our privacy, and our peace of mind. Sometimes, the kindest thing we can do for ourselves, and perhaps even for them in the long run, is to keep certain things just for us, not out of distrust or secrecy, but out of a desire to navigate this stage of life with grace, autonomy, and minimal stress. In this video, we're going to explore 5 specific areas, 5 secrets if you like, that you might find it beneficial to keep private from your family once you're over 65. These are things that, when shared, often lead to complications you simply don't need at this point in your life. Understanding what these areas are and why keeping them private can actually strengthen your relationships and protect your peace is key. So, let's dive into these sometimes sensitive topics with an open mind. Watch to the end for something that will surprise you. Let's start with the first one. Something that touches almost every aspect of life: your precise financial situation. Now, before you protest, let me be clear. This isn't about hiding significant issues like debt or inability to pay bills, which might eventually impact family. That level of transparency might be necessary and helpful, although even then, the details and timing matter. No, I'm talking about the specific numbers, the total amount in your savings, the exact details of your pension income, the value of your investments, or even how much you're planning to leave as an inheritance. Why keep this private? Several reasons, and they all boil down to preserving your autonomy and preventing unnecessary friction. Firstly, revealing the specifics of your wealth, or lack thereof, can immediately change the dynamic. If family members know you have a comfortable nest egg, it can breed expectations. They might assume you can or should fund certain things, whether it's helping a grandchild with a down payment, paying for a family vacation, or simply being the go-to person for loans. This puts pressure on you and can lead to resentment if you say no, or financial strain if you feel obligated to say yes when you can't or don't want to. On the flip side, if they perceive you as having limited funds, they might start worrying excessively, offering unsolicited and sometimes patronizing advice about how you should spend your money, or even trying to take over your financial decisions out of perceived concern. Neither scenario is ideal. Your finances are deeply personal. You worked hard for what you have, or you've managed carefully with what you were given. You have the right to spend, save, and plan for your future as you see fit, within your own means and values. Sharing the exact figures opens you up to judgment, lobbying, and potential conflict that you simply don't need. Think about it. Does your adult child truly need to know the precise balance in your checking account or the yield on your latest GIC? Probably not. They need to know you're okay, that you're managing, and that you have a plan. The specifics can be a burden, both for you and potentially for them if it creates unhealthy expectations or worries. It can also lead to comparisons among siblings or other family members, creating tension where none existed before. Furthermore, discussions about inheritance can be incredibly fraught. While it's wise to have your will in order and perhaps inform the executor, discussing the exact distribution details with all potential beneficiaries beforehand can unleash a torrent of opinions, comparisons, and even conflict. People can feel entitled, unfairly treated, or resentful. It's often far less stressful to keep the specifics of your inheritance plans private until absolutely necessary. Your will is your final word on the matter, and sharing it prematurely can cause irreparable rifts. Your financial life post-65 is yours to navigate. You deserve the dignity of managing your money without constant commentary or pressure from family, no matter how well-intentioned they might be. Maintaining privacy here allows you to make your own choices about spending, saving, and planning, free from external influence that might not align with your own priorities. It protects your peace of mind and prevents money from becoming a source of family tension. Now, moving from the financial realm, let's consider the second area where discretion can be a powerful tool for maintaining your peace: the specifics of your health issues, especially minor or routine ones. We're all getting a bit older, and with that can come a few more creaks, aches, and visits to the doctor. It's natural to want to share what's going on with the people we love, and for them to be concerned about us. However, there's a difference between informing your emergency contact about a significant health event and providing a running commentary on every minor ailment, every slightly elevated reading, or every routine checkup. Sharing every little detail can lead to excessive worry from your family, which in turn can circle back and make you more anxious. Every new ache becomes a potential catastrophe in their eyes. Every delayed test result sends them into a panic. This constant worry can be emotionally draining for everyone involved. It can also lead to an overwhelming amount of unsolicited medical advice, often based on internet searches or anecdotes from friends, rather than qualified medical opinion. Suddenly, everyone's a doctor, suggesting remedies, demanding you get second opinions for minor issues, or questioning your doctor's judgment. This can be confusing, frustrating, and undermine your confidence in your own healthcare decisions. Moreover, focusing constantly on health issues can inadvertently become your primary mode of communication with your family. Instead of talking about your day, your hobbies, or what's going on in their lives, every conversation can potentially default to discussing your latest symptom or doctor's appointment. This can narrow the scope of your interactions and make you feel defined by your health status, rather than being seen as a whole person with varied interests and experiences. Of course, you should absolutely share significant health diagnoses or issues that might require support or impact your daily life. This is about selective sharing, not secrecy in the face of genuine need. For instance, if you receive a serious diagnosis, informing a trusted family member or two is crucial for support and practical help. But does your entire family need to know about that persistent mild backache you've been managing? Or the slightly high cholesterol reading that your doctor is monitoring? Probably not. You are capable of managing your routine health and following your doctor's advice. You don't need an audience for every sniffle or a committee for every prescription refill. Maintaining privacy around these minor health details allows you to manage them yourself. Consult with your doctor, and deal with any concerns without broadcasting them to a wider audience who might amplify the worry and the noise. It keeps the focus on your overall well-being and your ability to handle things, rather than highlighting every perceived vulnerability. This protects your emotional energy and allows your relationships with family to be about more than just your physical health. It preserves your image as a capable individual, not just someone who is managing decline. Think about how much mental energy you could save by not having to report, explain, and field questions about every minor physical inconvenience. That energy can be better spent enjoying your life and your family relationships without that underlying layer of medical anxiety. Taking control of what health information you share is an act of self-preservation, allowing you to age with greater peace and dignity. Now that we've touched on keeping your finances and minor health details private for your peace of mind, let's consider a third area that can be particularly sensitive and complex when involving family after 65 new romantic relationships. Finding companionship, love, or even just a significant connection later in life can be a beautiful and enriching experience. However, introducing a new partner to your family, particularly adult children, can sometimes be met with unexpected challenges. Their reactions can range from cautious acceptance to outright suspicion, jealousy, or even hostility. Adult children may feel protective of you, sometimes viewing a new partner with skepticism, worrying about their intentions or how they might impact the family dynamic or inheritance. They might compare the new person unfavorably to a deceased spouse, or simply feel that your life is changing in a way they didn't anticipate or approve of. These reactions, even if rooted in concern, can be incredibly hurtful and put a strain on your new relationship and your family relationships. Sharing the details of a budding romance too early, before you yourself are sure of the connection or ready to navigate potential family opinions, can add immense pressure. You might find yourself defending your choices, mediating между family and partner, or feeling guilty about your own happiness. It's okay to take your time, to nurture this new connection privately until it feels strong and stable enough to withstand external scrutiny. You have the right to a personal life, including romantic relationships. Regardless of your age, your happiness and companionship are valid needs. Introducing a new partner is a significant step, and it should be done on your terms, when you feel ready, and perhaps initially to just 1 or 2 trusted family members before a wider introduction. You don't need to announce every first date or share intimate details of a new romance. Keep it to yourself until you feel it is a serious, committed relationship that you are ready to integrate into other parts of your life. This protects the fragile beginnings of a new connection from external pressures and allows you to explore your feelings without interference. It also prevents your family from forming premature judgments based on limited information. Let them see you happy and fulfilled first, and introduce the person when the time is right. Presenting a united front. This approach safeguards your personal happiness and reduces the potential for family conflict or disapproval to overshadow a potentially wonderful new chapter in your life. Your romantic life, especially when it's new, is a private garden that needs careful tending before it's ready for public viewing. Protecting it allows it the best chance to blossom without being trampled by external opinions, however well-intentioned. Moving on. The 4th secret that can be wise to keep to yourself after 65 relates to family conflicts that don't directly involve you. As families grow and evolve, disagreements and disputes are almost inevitable. Siblings might feud, cousins might fall out, or there could be tensions between in-laws. It's natural to feel concern when family members are in conflict, but getting drawn into the middle, taking sides, or offering your unsolicited opinion on disputes that aren't yours can be incredibly damaging to your own peace of mind and your relationships with everyone involved. When you insert yourself into a conflict between other family members, you risk becoming the target of their frustration, alienating one side or the other, or becoming the family therapist or mediator against your will. People might try to triangulate you into their issues, seeking validation or expecting you to intervene on their behalf. This puts you in an impossible position, often forcing you to choose sides or navigate a minefield of unspoken resentments. Your role as a parent, grandparent, aunt, or uncle can become compromised if you're seen as biased or interfering. Instead of being a source of stability and unconditional love, you might become associated with the conflict itself, your opinion. Even if you think you're offering wise counsel, can be perceived as criticism or judgment. It can reignite old family wounds or create new ones, unless a conflict directly impacts your safety, well-being, or involves a vulnerable person who needs your protection. It is often best to remain a neutral, supportive presence from a distance. You can love your family members, offer a listening ear if they choose to confide in you individually, and express hope for resolution. But resist the urge to analyze the situation, assign blame, or actively try to fix it. Your children and other adult family members are capable of working through their own disagreements, or choosing not to. It's their journey. Stepping back from the drama allows you to maintain healthy relationships with everyone, regardless of their issues with each other. It protects you from the emotional toll of being in the middle and preserves your home and your time together as a peaceful sanctuary, free from the tension of others' conflicts. Think of yourself as the steady anchor, not the ship tossed in their storm. By not sharing your opinions on who is right or wrong in a family quarrel you are not involved in, you maintain your integrity and avoid becoming collateral damage. This isn't about being unsupportive. It's about recognizing the limits of your role and protecting your own emotional bandwidth. Your peace in later life is precious, and getting entangled in other people's battles can quickly erode it. Finally, the fifth secret you might want to keep private from your family after 65, especially in the early stages, concerns specific future plans. We're talking about significant changes you might be considering, like selling your home and moving to a new town or retirement community, planning a major trip abroad that involves being away for an extended period, making big changes to your estate plans, or even embarking on a significant new hobby or commitment that will take up a lot of your time and energy. Why keep these under wraps initially? Because sharing plans before they are fully formed or decided upon invites a deluge of questions, opinions, and sometimes attempts to dissuade you, your family, out of concern or their own attachment to the status quo, might raise endless objections. They might focus on the risks, express sadness about the change, question your judgment, or try to convenience you to stick with what is familiar. Planning a move. Get ready for questions about safety, logistics, and whether you're sure you're not making a mistake. Dreaming of a long trip. Prepare for worries about your health, the destination, and who will look after things while you're gone. Thinking about selling a cherished family property. This can bring up strong emotions and opposing views from children who have sentimental attachments. While it is important to inform your family about major life changes that will genuinely impact them, or require their knowledge or potential support once the plans are firm, discussing possibilities and half-formed ideas can be exhausting. It forces you to defend your nascent desires and can make you second-guess yourself before you've had a chance to fully explore what you want. Waiting until your plans are more concrete, perhaps when you've made a decision, signed papers, or booked tickets, allows you to present your family with a well-thought-out decision rather than an open invitation for debate and doubt. This approach gives you the space and freedom to explore your options and make choices based on what is best for you at this stage of your life. Your later years are a time for you to pursue your own interests, find new joys, and live according to your own rhythm. You don't need to seek approval or permission for every step you take. Sharing your plans once they're solid shows respect by keeping them informed. But deciding on your own allows you the autonomy you deserve. It prevents your dreams and ideas from being subjected to premature scrutiny that could dampen your enthusiasm or make the process much more stressful than it needs to be. Your future is yours to shape. Keep your counsel until you're ready to share the finished plan, not the rough draft. This protects your energy, your resolve, and your right to make independent choices about how you live your life. So, we've talked about keeping certain things close to your chest, your detailed finances, those minor health niggles, the early days of a new romance, getting involved in other people's family disputes, and the nascent stages of your future plans. It might sound counterintuitive in a world that often values complete openness, especially within families. But remember, this isn't about building walls. It's about building healthy boundaries. It's about recognizing that after 65, your priorities might shift. Your need for peace, autonomy, and living your life on your own terms becomes paramount. Sharing less in these specific areas doesn't mean you love your family any less. In fact, by reducing potential sources of stress, worry, and conflict, you can often improve the quality of the time you do spend together. You can focus on the joy, the connection, the shared memories, rather than getting bogged down in complicated discussions about money, health woes, relationship dramas, or future anxieties. Think of it as curating your interactions, ensuring they are positive and enriching for everyone involved. This stage of life is a time to enjoy the fruits of your labor, to pursue your passions, and to cherish your relationships in a way that feels good to you. It's about protecting your energy and ensuring that the people you love add to your happiness, rather than becoming a source of stress through well-intentioned but sometimes overwhelming involvement in every aspect of your life. Making conscious choices about what to share and what to keep private is an act of self-care. It empowers you to navigate this chapter with confidence and grace. Remember, small changes in how you communicate can make a big difference to your peace of mind and the harmony within your family. It's your life, your boundaries, your peace. You have earned the right to decide how you live it and what you share. What are your thoughts on these secrets? Are there other things you've learned are best kept private? Sharing your experiences in the comments below could help others who are navigating similar situations. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing for more content designed to help you live your best life at every age. Because you absolutely can live your best life at every age.